Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has relieved the Chief Executive Officer of the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, Babatunde Irukera, and Director General, CEO, Bureau of Public Enterprises, Ayoola, of their duties. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, their removal from office takes immediate effect. He said the removal is in line with the repositioning of critical agencies of the federal government towards protecting the rights of Nigerian consumers. Both men have been asked to hand over to the next most senior officers in their agencies. And TVC State House correspondent Femi Akonde joins me on the news to discuss the overview of what transpired today. Femi, I know that you have been on your toes. Today has been a busy day, especially with all of the activities coming from the presidency. But let's begin with the suspension of the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs. Give us an overview of all that played out today.
Well, today, like every other day, everyone resumed at their duty post in the presidential villa, not knowing what to expect, because I will tell you, with President Bola Tinubu, you don't know what he has up his sleeves. You don't know when he's about to hire, reshuffle, or what his next line of action will be is difficult to predict. So just like every other person, Betta Edu also resumed in her office. Of course, she has been surrounded by so much controversy, and she has also been under pressure following allegations of fraud leveled against her, connected with the handling of funds in the National Social Investment Programs and all of that. So, of course, she was jittery as expected. And then we saw that statement from the presidency yesterday saying that they will definitely investigate these allegations against Minister and President Bola Tinubu's cabinet. Well, that again gave some kind of strong suggestions that indeed President Bola Tinubu will not sweep this matter under the carpet, that it will indeed be investigated, and all records will be set straight, and for Nigerians to know that President Bola Tinubu is trying to run a transparent administration. But eventually, President Bola Tinubu wielded the big stick, suspended Betta Edu to allow for investigation to take place. Well, her suspension does not mean she is indicted yet. It's left for the investigative committees, the EFCC and the committee set up by President Bola Tinubu, to come up with their report and submit to President Bola Tinubu to then determine his next line of action.
And Femi, the latest is both men have now been relieved. That's Babatunde Irukera and Ayoola of their duties. Talk to us about that as well, because some are calling it a dismissal, but they actually have just been relieved. So talk to us about that.
Well, that was another big surprise, especially that of Babatunde Irukera. A lot of people would say that, well, he performed well in discharging his duties as the executive vice chairman of the FCCPC, that agency in charge of consumer protection. And you know that so far in the year 2023, they were able to generate about 56 billion naira to the federal coffers, and that is the highest that agency will ever generate as a revenue. But for the Bureau of Public Enterprise, a lot of people would say, well, they saw it coming. They saw that restructuring of that agency coming, with the inauguration of the National Council on Privatization by the Vice President on the 8th of December, and then charged that council with coming up with plans for commercialization and coming up with commercialization and privatization plans of the government. And we had expected that, once this council inaugurated comes up with his report and blueprint and submits to the president, we expect that the president will act on it. And we believe that one of the recommendations of that committee will be to restructure the Bureau of Public Enterprise as it is. The chairman of that Bureau of Public Enterprise, served as the secretary of that committee, but eventually he had to be told to leave so that President Bola Tinubu can further reshape that, because for the president, he does not feature in the future plans of that particular agency in charge of privatization. Precious.
Thank you so much, Femi, for that update. We are monitoring this development. I'm sure you are too. Thank you, Femi, our correspondent live for us there in Abuja.